don't know, it only seems fitting that we would take the Stryker and the skate park too, you know what I mean? Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't care if I tried taking my bike on the berms real quick, would you?
No.
It'll take like 2 minutes.
No, you're fine. You can do it.
Hey, you guys think you could jump over the bike on a scooter? Yeah, I think you got it. Buenos dias, ¿qué pasó, amigos? Welcome back to the channel, John's Moto Garage, where all motorcycles are welcome, regardless of make or model. If it's got 2 wheels, we dig it. As you can see, case in point, it doesn't really matter to us. It's not what you ride, it's the fact that we're able to ride. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people out there who would die to be on any one of these motorcycles. They'd absolutely love to ride a bike, and they can't for one reason or the other. I mean, what do they say? A motorcycle is man's best friend, something like that. Today we're talking the Yamaha Stryker, and we are going to touch on the very controversial topic. We'll broach it just a little bit. Is the Yamaha Stryker the best manufacturer production chopper on the market? We're talking Stryker, Raider, Fury. Of all those bikes, is the Stryker the best, or did Yamaha strike out? No pun intended. Hopefully by the end of the video you guys can have some idea of my thoughts on it. I'm very surface level. I don't go into the nitty gritty. We're not doing a deep dive into all the intricacies. Consider this just one more perspective to add to your list when you're doing your research on whether or not this is the bike for you. And then last but not least, a question I've gotten a lot: which one would I rather mob, the Stryker versus the Raider? Stay tuned to the end. I will reveal the big secret. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get this sucker rolling. All right, you guys, let's start out on the drag strip. Start with the fun stuff first. Let's see if we can hit a 0 to 60 on this guy. Bam, I don't care who you are, 1300cc, man, this thing packs a punch. All right, you guys, let's start with the basics. Yamaha Stryker. This is a 2013. They started making these, I believe, in 2011. They're a 1300cc, 80 cubic inch, V-twin, belt drive, liquid cooled. Definitely hits the mark as far as a raked out chopper style motorcycle. Ahead's got that custom look, turns heads, people will ask questions. You're uninformed, you know, layperson is going to look at this bike and they'll probably think it's a Harley or some custom one-off bike. Super cool motorcycle. This one's a 2013. It has 2,024 miles. I picked it up off of Craigslist about a week and a half ago. Go check out that video if you haven't already. And is this a 5.0 or is this one of those cars that looks like a 5.0? This is definitely not a 5.0. So the first thing you notice when you throw a leg over the Stryker, it's definitely got that kind of chopper feel to it. I don't think it sits quite as, you don't sit quite as into the bike as you do on the Honda Fury from my recollection, but you've got the drag bars. I'm 5'8". I'm not super stretched over at all, but it is a little bit of a lean. It's not going to be like a touring or a cruiser bike where you're sitting way back in it. From the reviews I read, they talked about how with the mid control or the forward controls, that for shorter riders, it can really kind of be an uncomfortable stretch, especially on the longer rides. Initial impression, I don't get that feel too much, but when I jumped on the freeway the other day on this bike, I did see how the way the wind hits it, it kind of blows your feet up off of the foot pegs. So I could imagine at 5'8", it's pretty comfortable. I don't know how it'd be on a super long ride, but I imagine a little bit shorter, and these forward controls may be just slightly, just a little bit of a stretch for you. But otherwise, it is a comfortable sitting bike. These obviously aren't built from the factory to be a touring bike. I have seen people put windshields on them and it is doable. So the question is, what is this bike built for, and why would somebody consider buying the Yamaha Stryker? Honestly, I think it comes down to it's just one more option there, and it really hits the mark as far as having that custom chopper style bike without that custom price tag, because you can pick these up, especially on the used market, for anywhere. I've seen them as low as $3,000 with a big dent in the tank, up to, you know, 8,000 plus depending on the year and the mileage. But you should be able to get like a 2012 to 2014 used Stryker with under 10,000 miles, you know, depending on the market, for $5,000 to $6,000. So it's a lot of bike for your money. It's going to be right there with your Sportster 1200s, the Honda Furies, the older Raiders you can get in that price range as well. So This one has aftermarket Cobra exhaust, so it definitely sounds a little bit better in my opinion. Stock, they're going to be a little bit quieter. Most people do some aftermarket exhaust like Vance & Hines, something like that. I noticed the gearbox is a little bit clunkier in these than on the Yamaha Raider, especially from first to second. And also in like first to second, if you're cruising in neighborhood speeds at like 25 miles per hour, it's like there's no sweet spot between first and second. You're either going too fast in first or too slow in second. But again, that's a very nitty-picky dislike as far as that goes. The thing I love about these is locking it up. The power to weight ratio seems to be great. I mean, it's lightweight, so it seems not flickable per se. It's a good mix between like the power to the weight. It's not wicked heavy, but it's still quick and easy to throw around. So one of the biggest questions I get is Stryker versus Raider. When I was selling my Raider, I had multiple people look at it, and they were all looking at Strykers as well, which I thought they don't even compare. You know, you're looking at 1900 versus 1300. So how can that be? But I think people dig the look of both because the Stryker and the Raider definitely have a resemblance. I mean, this is the little bro to the Raider. But I've said this before, the Yamaha Raider on paper being a 1900cc bike, it's just a big bike, you know? And so even experienced riders, they just aren't necessarily always looking for that much motorcycle. Plus you got some of the differences like the, liquid cooled versus air cooled, all that kind of stuff. The Stryker is a nice, good balance of not super heavy, not overbearing, but still plenty fast and a lot of fun, frankly, to ride around on. So what are some alternative motorcycles? If you dig the Yamaha Stryker, what else may be of interest to you? I'm going to go over the most comparable, I'd say, apples for apples, and then just some other bikes in general. So really, I think it only comes down to the Yamaha Stryker and the Honda Fury. As far as a production chopper, that's going to be comparable in terms of weight and size and power and all that. The Honda Fury is a shaft drive as opposed to a belt drive. They're both liquid cooled. The Honda Fury, from my recollection, seems like the gearbox is a little bit smoother, but these are little things, you know. The Honda Fury, I think, is definitely a more traditional looking chopper as far as the lines go. Just very minimalist, traditional, fin tank, chopper style bike. I don't think you could find another bike that looks more like a chopper than the Fury. So between the two, I think it just comes down to personal preference. I don't think you would be bored necessarily with either one for cruising around. Now some other bikes, if you dig kind of the chopper performance cruiser look, obviously you've got the Raider, the big bro to the Stryker. I totally left out, you've got your Victories, you got your Honda VTX 1800, you got your Suzuki Boulevard M109. Now we're just really talking big muscle bikes. I left out the V-Rod last time when I was talking about the Raider. I left out the Breakout, the Harley Breakout. But the thing is, now you're getting into bikes that cost a lot more and that are really just in another class because those are much bigger motorcycles. So the big question, me personally, would I rather do the Stryker or the Raider? Truth be told, neither of these really fit my style of riding or my style of motorcycle at the moment. However, if I were to just pick one, it would be the Yamaha Raider. There's just something about that 1900cc awesome bike. But you guys, these are first world problems, am I right? I mean, honestly, the day you're choosing between a Stryker and a Raider, that's a problem I think a lot of people would love to have. I'm not complaining. That guy looks like he could use a hand. Alright, you guys, so the big debate, is this the best production chopper on the market today? Well, the first question is, what else are we stacking it up against? As far as production choppers, I think really you're looking at the Raider, the Fury. I mean, those are the big ones that come to mind. Of course, you got the Harley Breakout and some of those other big muscle bikes. But the answer is, I don't know. Really, it comes down to the personal preferences of the rider. Which one do you dig the most? I bet you guys didn't see that one coming. But yeah, truth be told, I mean, great option. It's cool that you can go out and buy a chopper. Because when I first got into riding, I loved the chopper look. the Honda Fury probably would have been like the best bike for me. But at that time, you couldn't get a chopper unless you built it yourself. All that anticipation, all that build up for nothing. For absolutely nothing. All right, you guys. Some of you guys may recognize this place from my last video with the Yamaha Raider. Yes, we are back at the skate park. I don't know, it only seems fitting that we would take the Stryker and the skate park too, you know what I mean? Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't care if I tried taking my bike on the berms real quick, would you?
No.
It'll take like 2 minutes. Hey, you want to film it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Here, I'll hit record so you can just record it. It should be running.
Yep, it is.
I'll make this fast. Hopefully we can get by this truck here. I don't think these guys will mind. Don't go in the water. I don't want to be dropping this thing on film looking like an idiot. I'll hit that one and then I'll turn around. Noise. This was the hard one. Heck yeah, bro. All right, we'll try to hit these two here. Ah, we got it. All right, let's get out of here. Ah, we got it. All right, let's get out of here. I think that'll do it. Thanks, bro.
Your bike, though.
Thanks, dude. Hey, you guys think you could jump over the bike on a scooter? Yeah, I think you got it. All right, we're putting the life of the Stryker in the hands of these crazy scooter kids.
No. Just do a run up really quick, and then check it out so you don't land on the damn bike.
Yeah, hey, do a run up over here. Oh yeah, you got it, dude. Easy peasy, bro. Oh.
Hey, you can.
Hey, that was dope, dude.
That was awesome. In the air.
That'll make for a good thumbnail at least. Not really a scooter. I rode BMX bikes back in the day.
That's why I was like wondering. Yo.
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, this thing's fun, dude. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you guys. I'm getting too old for this, you guys. All right, now that I'm totally winded, man, that was a dope sesh. Shout out to those guys. Super fun. Here's a couple clips of those guys killing it. We'll get on with the video. So I think that's about it. I think we hit everything as far as the video goes. Again, overall impressions, I'm a fan of the Stryker. I think they're great bikes. Smooth, comfortable. Definitely has that custom look to it. It's gonna turn heads. And you're gonna be able to pick this up at a reasonable price without breaking the bank. So all positives in my book. And all right, you guys, I think that's gonna do it. John's Moto Garage, as always. Thanks for checking the channel. If you dig the content, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll hit you guys up on the next one. I'm gonna get some gasolina, fill up the old steed here, and then hit you guys adios. Damn.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. I'm still exhausted from that skate sesh.
All right, you're good.
El Premio, only the best of the best.
Downshift to fourth. So that's up to, I think, 110 miles per hour.